Welcome to our weekly catch up with Angie Devanney. I'm Bobby Peer here with Mayor Angie Devanney of Berkeley Heights. And we've been doing this weekly catch up during such a time of crisis. And I want people to know how the Township of Berkeley Heights is running as usual as possible, put it that way.
Yeah, I mean, I think that this week that has been our concentration. We're paving Rutgers. Actually, it's paved. Today they're paving Hamilton and Princeton, badly needed. We're moving forward with the drainage study up in the Orchard, Emerson Lane kind of area. Chipping starts on Monday. So we're doing our best to make sure that government is proceeding as usual.
And I have to say, it was nice seeing people roller skating, and there were skateboards out. I know we're all self distancing ourselves, but people were out on Rutgers yesterday, and it looks great. So thank you for that update. And also, I know we're in the middle of the budget process. Could you walk us through where we are and what we can either participate in for meeting wise and voice opinions?
Sure. So we have an additional budget hearing scheduled for this Monday evening at 7 p.m. Similar type of situation. Residents can Zoom in and ask questions at the appropriate time. We're going to go through the process, obviously, all over again because everything has changed in the post-pandemic world. I know the council has been working very hard to try to make as many cuts as possible because the reality is we don't know what the cash flow situation is going to look like. Our tax collection period starts May 1st and runs through May 10th. We're hoping for the best. We're hoping that with the federal stimulus package that property taxes are at the highest rate possible because we do have to pay our essential personnel and still provide services. So Monday, we are going to have a discussion about all that.
Okay, so where are we? We're keeping the schedule as is as far as when everything is due?
Right, that's a great question. So the legislature delayed the budget introductions by approximately a month. So budget introductions are supposed to be by April 28th or the subsequent council meeting or governing body meeting. We are contemplating waiting until, and that's the discussion part that we will have on Monday, waiting till our first meeting in May. That will give us a better picture of our liquidity because the tax collection period will then come before the introduction of the budget. So that will give us a bit better picture as to, are we short on revenues? For things like the hotel tax, we know we're going to be short on revenues. We know people aren't staying in hotels. And last year we generated $250,000. Sorry about that. And we know that's not going to be the case. So we have to take a hard look at all of those revenues, not just property taxes, but other fees and things.
So, I mean, there's so many moving parts and so many unknowns. So I would suspect that we will be continuing this conversation for weeks to come. Yes. Let's talk about additional federal restrictions that are placed on both residents and businesses. I think we're pretty much status quo, and we're trying to promote everybody try and support the local. But as residents, what are the new restrictions that we have?
So the federal government has been, the talk has been the last few days, and I think it sort of is coming in the next day or so about wearing a mask in public. But what we're telling our residents is please, don't go out and hoard N95 types of masks or equipment that our first responders and our healthcare and our those on the front lines in the grocery stores. If you have or can make or find, we actually have a great tailor in town, and I know that they're making masks. Or if you have something similar to this, a bandana that you can just put over your face and use when you run out in public, that's going to be the new guidance going forward.